Hey everyone, have I here bringing a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing our full breakdown and some fun little team builds for the 8-year anniversary Dokkan Festival exclusive LR Spirit Bomb Z. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So here we are doing these full breakdowns here, and I'll tell you what, these 8-year anniversaries are very, very impressive. Definitely number 1 and 2 in the game at this point in time, but that's what you expect from anniversary units. So we're going to do the breakdown and show you some builds that you can run on your guys' teams and some variations as well. So let's go ahead and dive into the card art first and foremost. And I do love both card arts. I actually like the TUR better than SSR, which is very rare. I feel like it's missing that white outline or a really robust outline for the SSR like they used to have. You kind of see a little bit of the glow in the outline for the TUR, but I think both look incredible. However, this is ridiculous. The card art for the LR and then the standby skill is just incredible, and I wish you can actually flip into the card art for the standby skill and make it that is the actual unit than the Super Saiyan 3 and the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. But just all in all, they did an incredible job in the card art here. Now let's look at the unit in itself. This is Universe Last Hope Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Let's look at the stats first before I make this a little bit bigger here. Great stats here. It's a super physical unit, and 22,513 for HP, 21,040 for attack, and then 13,619 for defense. Really good overall. Now I'll go ahead and blowing this up a little bit more so you guys could all see. Its leader skill is a double leader skill. That's what I expected, and I called it pretty good. right on the money. You got Power of the Wishes, or Power of Wishes, and Final Trump card. We finally have a 170% Final Trump card leader here, so it's category key plus 3, 170% across the board, and then the 30% boost for a 200% lead, provided if you have Connected Hope or Majin Buu Saga. Now, when you look at the options here for 200%, it's actually not that large, even though that you have the double, right? So, given that Final Trump card and Majin Buu Saga, you're only looking at a small percentage of units there. And then along with Power Wishes, Connected Hope, and Majin Buu Saga, again, it's not very large, but the ones that you can use are pretty strong. We'll look at that in the team build. Now, the Super Attack here and the Ultra Super Attack, they both stack defense. That's what we want for top tier units here. And raises defense for attack, raises defense and raises attack for 1 turn. So stacking on the defense raises the attack for just 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. That's the 12 key, and then the 18 key is greatly raises defense, which is a 50% boost, and greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. So really strong on the super attacks there. Now the passive skill is really what makes this unit so strong, along with that standby skill, which we'll cover in 1 second here. The passive skill is attack and defense 200% right off the bat. So they said, yeah, forget 188. We're just going to bump it to 200%. It would have been nice to maybe even see like 288. That would be really incredible. But you do get an additional attack and defense 50% when HP is 50% or more. So that's beneficial there, where you're going to get that extra boost. And then plus an additional defense 100% and additional key plus 1 keys free obtained when you're in the first position. So they're going to provide you a little bit more defensive benefit, and then of course as you continue to stack, you're going to get stronger and stronger, especially if you're going to run in the first position. Now it's still not like the best of the best, because you want to have damage mitigation along with good defense as well, but once you build up strong enough, you're able to move this in the first position no problem. So the second position, however, you're able to get an additional attack 100% and then plus 2 to key sphere obtained, and that's really going to be something that you want to make sure that you're getting when you want to get the 24 key, which is going to give you an additional super attack. So how you want to stack here, you want to run it in the second or third position, and then get as much key as possible so you can do 2 super attacks, because you're going to greatly raise defense at 50%, and then you're going to raise it again at 30% when you get the guaranteed super attack. So just keep that in mind on how you play this, and then you could go ahead and move this into the first position if you like, once you're built up. And then, so this launches additional attack and a great chance of becoming super attack when ki is 18. So at 18, you want to make sure you get that, get there with the 30% or the 70% chance. And then when you're at 24 ki, you're going to get the guaranteed super attack. So getting 3 super attacks off, you're going to easily build up your defense pretty quickly. And if you're running it on the second or third position, probably second position, you're going to be able to do the 18 and 24 ki a lot easier than you are in the first position. Now, plus an additional ki +1 when performing a critical hit 10% with each super attack performed. So once you do 5 super attacks, you're also going to build up an additional ki, and then you're also going to max out at 50% critical hit. Now, one thing they didn't do here is for each super attack you perform, you're going to get an additional ki no matter what. So you're going to continue to build the ki +1 dynamic on here unlimited. So that's what we're seeing right now, is that additional ki +1 is so strong for especially a unit that you're looking to max out at 24 ki. So how they built it was really good. And then the cherry on top, the standby skill and the finishing effect, it is a great addition. So the standby skill, what's going to happen here is you're going to switch into the Goku and Vegeta, which I'll show you in a second. But for you to switch to that is switch to standby for 5 turns. So you're only going to do it for 5 turns here, and then gain 1 charge per ki sphere obtained for all allies. Now, it can be activated when HP is 50% or more after performing 4 or more attacks during the battle starting from the 4th turn. So from the 4th turn, if your HP is 50% or more, you can go ahead and switch into standby for your 5 turns here, and then you're going to start collecting ki orbs to boost up your charge, and we'll talk about how that works in just 1 second. So the link skills is Saiyan Warrior Race, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Experience Fighters, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, so really strong there. And then categories, a lot of great categories that's on Majin Buu, Saga, Pure Saiyans, Joint Forces, Final Trump Card, All Out Struggle, Battle of Wits, Connected Hope, Mastered Evolution, Battle of Fate, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Bond Parent and Child, and Power of Wishes. So again, standby skill, go ahead and switch on over, and you're going to switch on over to this unit here, which actually changes the entire profile and everything in of itself. So it's really interesting how they built this. But the really interesting thing is, as you can see here, there's no super attack. Why? Because when you go in standby here, you cannot attack except for using finishing attacks. And you're able to, of course, build their finishing attack up, but you want to build it up to as high as possible so you can do the better one, which is the Super Spirit Bomb. But while you're building this up, your defense is up 250%. All right, and this is also with the build up and everything else, right? So previously, then you guard against all attacks for 1 turn, or sorry, for 4 turns, not 1 turn, for 4 turns. So you're guarding defensive up 250%. So you're not going to take any damage, especially if you're built up really strong, because that's after 4 turns. And randomly changes ki spheres of a certain type to physical ki spheres. Reduce damage by 8% per ki sphere obtained. Again, you can grab rainbow ki spheres. Again, you're not going to take any damage. And then plus an additional 500% to attack when performing your finishing attack. So that's going to be geared toward of how are you actually going to build up the finishing attack here. So basically, like a spirit bomb, you're going to grab these orbs, and you're going to have your 5 turns to go ahead and to build up with all the collecting of these ki orbs. So the finishing attack spirit bomb is temporarily attack 15% per charge counter accumulated, and the causes ultimate damage to the enemy and can be activated with 38 or below. All right, so that's the regular spirit bomb. So you're going to get basically a nuking mechanic of 15% per ki sphere obtained across, your whole entire team. And as long as you get 38 or below, you're going to do the spirit bomb, the traditional one, and of course you're going to have that attack 500% on top of that. Now, in order for you to get the better one, the finishing attack 2, you have the super spirit bomb, which you're actually going to be getting 20% per key for charge counter accumulated, and then you're going to do the super ultimate damage to the enemy, which is even stronger. And then you have to make sure you get 39 key spheres across all the units or your team through those turns. So kind of keep that in mind. You're doing 5, so you're averaging what are you averaging to get to 39? 39 divided by 5, right? What's that number? 39 divided by 5 is 7.8. So a hefty amount, right? So about 8 per turn, and but when you start looking at it, 8 per turn across all your teammates, that's not going to be a problem, right? Right? Yeah. So you should get the Super Spirit Bomb, and it's going to be amazing. And yeah, you're just going to wipe the floor off of whoever the unit is. Now, if you don't kill that individual, you do just go back into this unit, and you stay at this unit. So it doesn't, you can't do it again. You can't go back to this again. And again, when you get into the Super Spirit Bomb, I forgot to show you this. Then you got Super Spirit Bomb right here, right? You got the regular Spirit Bomb, and you got Super Spirit Bomb right here. So again, I love the dynamic. It's just very interesting what they ended up doing here, and yeah, I believe that if they continue to do these in the TURs and other LRs as well, it's going to be really, really fun to have these finishing attacks here. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the team builds, because this is very interesting. I'm doing the team builds now because I would rather have done like a team build, which I might do like a quick update to the team builds after the anniversary, because I feel like there's going to be some easy A's that are going to be jumping into certain spots here. But as of right now, basically when this unit has just recently come out here, you can build certain teams. So for example, the 200% team here, now I don't have all the 200% units that you can run, but generally speaking, these are the units that you kind of want to run on the team here. However, there's no main support except if you want to run a Majin Buu base form Vegeta. That's the only support unit you can run on this team here. Now, the aspects of me running the main rotations, it seems like if you're able to run LR Spirit Bomb GT and LR Spirit Bomb Z together, you might as well just go ahead and do that. Now you can kind of flip-flop on who wants to be the first position kind of unit, and you're probably gonna have like the GT maybe in the first spot there, due to the fact that it's gonna easily get more damage mitigation pretty quickly, up to 50%. But he doesn't stack defense though, so you kind of have to figure out how you want to play your play style when it comes to the event that you're running. Do you need the stack, or you need the damage mitigation for this unit to be running in the first position or the second position, right? Now I do have Orange Piccolo on this this team here. Now the thing with Orange Piccolo, and we'll talk about this in a different team here as well, is he is really good because after 3 turns you can transform. But in this case scenario, since there is no other superhero unit on this team here, you're going to wait till the 6th turn before you can actually transform with Piccolo, which is going to be fine. Just generally speaking, with this team, this is already amazing team that you're in. Now the floaters in of itself, again, we don't know if certain EZAs might happen. There's a few that come to mind, but right now we're just putting the LR Super Vegeta and LR Gogeta in that spot. You can definitely put in like a Tech Gohan in here, running at 200%, stacking defense as well. I did put the new Piccolo and Gotenks on there. They're fine. I wish there were support units though. I really wish there was a level of support that they provided, like +1, 20% would have been fine. Just because we really don't have one in a 200% space here, except for that Vegeta, which in the hard content, yeah, you get dodge, but definitely you might be a sitting duck in that spot there. So now you could run something with the 170s and I think make the team a little bit better, and you can run a support unit in the free-to-play Goku on there. Again, that could be a tough spot there as well. But now with the 170s, you can bring like a God Topo if you wanted to. You can bring the Vegeta as support units. And then you could also run in main floater positions. You can run the EZA Gogeta and the God unit, the LR Gods, right? So you can run something of this nature with 170 because it's going to open up some opportunities to run other units, and I think that again that's very beneficial and a little bit more flexible when it comes to the overall leader skill. But again, with the 200%, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it is very limited with the amount of units that you can run overall, right? It's still a good amount, but if they, like for example, if they EZA'd LR Strength Super Vegeta, this is going to be a top spot that you can run in a different spot there, and it's going to be amazing. Now, kind of going back into support here, right? You can kind of run like this 170 here. You can run like a triple support, and that in a sense, if you're not running like super difficult and you just want to do a lot of damage and just dominate in the main position, this is something that you can run as well. So So you basically bring all these support units there, and maybe they like EZA the free-to-play Goku. That would be amazing, but you know, we'll see what they actually do with the EZAs. Now, if you do want to run so that Piccolo transforms after the third turn, or the third turn and above, then I would recommend that you bring in the superhero units, and for example, bring in like the Gogeta in the main rotation. You're gonna have to put the LR Spirit Bomb Z in a off rotation, which is kind of like, you probably shouldn't do that. But you know, have them as a floater. That's fine, because remember, you only can do the Spirit Bomb one time, right? Either one. So you could just put them on the side there, and bring some other superhero type units on there that could be running and connect with that Piccolo so he can transform. So you can do something like that, and have the third turn on there if needed. Again, if needed, if you're running events that are a little bit longer, then the normal route would be fine. Now, one thing I ended up actually want to discuss too is the possible EZAs that could run on main rotations and floaters. I am like 99% sure that the Dokkan Festival exclusive 5-year anniversary blue units should EZA. That's like 99% sure. I'm also like 99% sure that Banku is going to EZA, and then possibly the Super Vegeta, because that's an old unit, and they're going to have to start EZAing some other units as well. Some other units that are possibilities is Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Gobros, and the Super Vegeta as well. So if any of these EZA, these are going to be super strong units, and they're going to definitely take some spots in, like, you know, this team here, right? Instead of, you know, floater positions from some of these other units that are only 170, you can run these EZA units that are going to be a lot stronger. So going to be very interesting to see what happens again at the end of the anniversary here. Now, there's only one team that I'm going to focus that is not the main team for the LR Spirit Bomb Z, right? So LR Spirit Bomb Z in of itself, he's amazing on a particular team, and it's going to help also this team out as well, and that is the LRGG team, because not only that you can run Spirit Bomb Z, but you can run Spirit Bomb GT as well, which I didn't put on here. You just put them as a floater down here, or in this spot, or whatever it is. But yes, you can run this bad boy on here as well. So this team here, all right, the value of LRGG, which I was like, oh man, they're going to be obsolete. Like when its 8-year anniversary comes around, they're going to be obsolete. You know, you might not be able to run that team anymore. But man, this team is super exciting. Now, I'll talk about when I break down the GT, but this right now, the LRZ is not 200%, but this one would be 200% when you're running on the LRGG team. So anyway, because it's bond and parent and child, you're able to run the new Spirit Bomb units on here, and yeah, really strong, really powerful overall team that you can build out. So that's the teams that I ended up just, you know, briefly going over. Of course, there's some other teams that you can run on other categories as well, and you can just go ahead and slot the Spirit Bomb Z unit on there. And when you start thinking about, you know, this overall unit, I think it's just incredible. They did their thing. Anniversary always comes through. Maybe the only year where it didn't come through is the 5th year anniversary, where the units in of itself looked incredible, but they didn't stay like top spots, being that the leader skill was so weak, right? 150% with final trump card, right? There were still good units overall, and people used it, but they dropped off fairly quickly. I don't think these units will drop off anytime soon, especially the teams that you're able to build as well. But anyway, that is pretty much it. I went through enough. If you're new to my channel, enjoy this video here. I'll do the GT a little bit later, but like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.